afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Sparkle Tour and Travel, I'd like to welcome you all to One Day Tour Banten. I would like to introduce our crew in this bus. My name is Salva Tarisa. You can call me Salva as your guide today. In front of you, there are Pak Mamat as your professional driver and Pak Adi as your co-driver. Our today's program is Banter City Tour Sightseeing. Now we are at Tasik Ardi Lake. Before we going to Kramat Batu, please check your personal belonging and you have to fasten your seatbelt and stay seated until we reach our destination. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to Kramat Batu from Tasik Ardi Lake. Tasik Ardi is an artificial lake with an area of about 6.5 hectares, all of which are covered with brick tiles. Administratively, this artificial lake is located in Margasana village, Kramat Batu district, Serang Regency, about 2 kilometers to the southeast of the Surosowan Palace. This lake was built to Sultan Maulana Yusuf in 1570 until 1580. In the middle of the lake was built an island called Kapuntran Island, which was originally intended specifically for Sultan Maulana Yusuf mothers uh, to meditate closer to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. However, the island was later used as a recreation area for the royal family. Lake Tasik Ardi functioned to collect water from the Cibanten River, which is then channeled to rice fields and the palace for drinking water and daily necessities for the Sultan's family at the Surosowan Palace. The water from the Lake Tasik Ardi, which was originally cold and dirty, before we before entering the city in Surosowan, had to be purified somewhere. Purification is carried out using a unique and complex water filtration technique, which is called pengindalan. Hydering is a bunker-like building the function as a water filter or filter station to connect Lake Tasik Ardi, Pangindalan, and Kraton Surosowan. Water channels or pipes are various size, about 2 until 40 centimeter in diameter, made of terracotta use. The water purification technique in this induction building used the sedimentation and filtering technique with the sand and palm fiber. There are three pieces of indexing, namely the Abang Pengindalan, the White Pengindalan, and the Gold Pengindalan. The three blocks have the same structure and building materials, namely from masonry with a speciation in the form of a mixture of brick, sand, and lime. The exterior of the building is plastered with the same species. Pengindalan Abang is the first water filtration circuit system. The water from Lake Tasik Ardi, which is still turbid, is deposited in this place. Next, the water is flowed to the White Pengindalan, which is the second water filtration circuit system. In the White Pengindalan, the water is filtered and purified again. And then the filtered water is flowed to the Gold Pengindalan. The purified water and filtered from the white indentation is deposited again in the gold ring, which is the lathe or third, water filtration system. From the Gulf Barrier, clean water is directly flowed to the fountain in the Surosowan Palace for drinking water and daily necessities for the Sultan family and people in the Surosowan Palace. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we are at Kramat Watu sub-district. Kramat Watu is a sub-district in Serang Regency, Banten Province, Indonesia. It consists of 13 villages as Pengindingan, Harjatani, Kramat Watu, Lebakwana, Margasana, Pamengkang, Pejaten, Pelamunan, Serdang, Terate, Tonjong, Toyomerto, and Wanayasa. Kramat Watu, which is a border district between Serang and Cilegon Regency and Serang City, is a sub-district with a very heavy traffic flow. Kramat Watu growth is quite fast and still show a balance between urban and rural area. Kramat Watu has a total population of more than 250,000 people. Most of the Kramat Watu people is rural area are farmers and fishermen. The district center area located in Kramat Watu village has been converted into an urban and a shopping center. In addition, the square is used to be a venue for the tablik akbar, theater performers, literature and music festival. Most of the community members is Islam with a high religious belief. The potential and culture of the Kramat Watu people include the martial arts Bandrong, the Bus, Qasidah, Buka Pintu, and Kanurangan Science. In Kramat Watu, there is also a relic of the Banten Sultanate in Margasana village, as called Tasik Ardi, as I explained earlier. In Wulandira, there is also a lake opposite Mount Pinang, which is the most famous legend in Kramat Watu, even in Banten. And Kramat Watu has a Sumur Pitu, or in Indonesian is Sumur Tujuh, which is believed by the public to be the gathering place for the Songo Guardians in the first period. The economy of the Kramat Watu community relies on rice fields and trade. Kramat Watu is a sub-district that still has extensive rice fields and plantations. This is because the people of Kramat Watu are known to be unwilling to sell their land and gardens inherited from their ancestors. In addition, trade in Kramat Watu was growing rapidly. This is due to its strategic location between the three cities at once. In addition, Kramat Watu has a toll gates to Jakarta and other cities. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes we will arrive to Kramat Batu, and this program is going to be ended soon. The itinerary for tomorrow is city tour, so don't forget to check your personal belongings before leave the bus and watch your step carefully. Don't forget to tell your friends and your family about how beautiful Banten is. On behalf of Sparker Tour and Travel, I would like to thank you for choosing our service. And so, see you on the next program and have a nice day. Thank you.